quick note, I have been testing these base cards finally. Sorry. And they don't, when some of these don't trigger until the start of a turn, they can backfire. They can inadvertently help your opponent. That's sort of part of that. But when it comes your turn, it's going to help you too, or hurt you too. So I don't know if these is a good idea or not. But I think it's different. I mean, there's some that are going to give immediate effects that after you play it for your turn will be in effect, and will be in effect for your next turn if it is still in the field and hasn't been knocked out by like a hidden space bridge. Or maybe I need to rename that. But that's what it is now. The simple action orange pip action card that can scrap an opponent's base card in play. And it would really be silly to have that in your own deck with base cards, because all you have to do is really play a base card to get it knocked out. But since it is an orange pip, maybe having one in your deck might be okay if you are playing with base cards. But I kind of made those that and I thought I had another one, but maybe not. The secret action is actually going to help you to retain the one you have in play. Hold the bridge. So some of these have had adverse effects when testing. So it's pretty interesting how this is working out. I'm going to try to. Now I've got a lot printed. Okay, these are kind of what I'm looking at here. Got these printed and cutting some out and trying to use some for the good or the bad, and I just don't have time to make a good, like a solid deck. Maybe I should go to the Dan Arnold's or the ATPs, whatever you call it. Their website. It used to be called not Alpha Trion, but gosh, it's but their website. You can look up decks and constructed decks and people that have submitted decks for certain characters and setups and everything, and that might be a little quicker or easier to go, ooh, but then now I got to go through all these cards here and try to find those cards if I even have them or not, to construct a deck and add a few base cards and give up the star for the stratagem, etc., etc. So it's been interesting. I think I may have turned off a few people once some people were like, ooh, this is different, and then maybe they realized this isn't good. But the whole idea was, one, make a whole new type of battle card. 3, to try to affect both sides of the table at the same time. And 4, just trying something different, trying something new. That's not a zone card, not a ship card. Of course, I'm including ships in with these base cards. And just a slew of ideas, and maybe I need to rename a few things. So there's some cards that will give immediate help, and one of the ones I'm using and testing is, oh my gosh, and they're winning every game, and it's Soundwave, Flame War, and I have the 2 mini cassettes. I'm using Ravage and Buzzsaw, and I think it's just their amount of health, and they're mostly a blue deck, and it's not so much the blue that's helping him. I think it's the Pierce. Both decks are fairly blue. The other one is a little more mixed. Again, neither one really has a lot of orange whatsoever. So it's been interesting in trying to, and I've kept the same 2 decks, and maybe I might need to change my characters out and go from there and see again, taking the time to construct a deck for the characters to go with some base cards, to say, let's see what happens. Again, some of the effects have been interesting, considering how I have introduced them to be worked. You can play one at the start of your turn, and since once you play it, your start of your turn is over, so the card itself does not trigger if it says it start a turn. So you're going to have to wait till after your turn is over for it to trigger at the start of your opponent's turn. Whether that's going to help them or not, like one of the asteroid belts that can affect characters on the table. So things to think about. I'm still not done completely making them, and now that I'm sort of done a little bit of a testing phase with some of these in a more official capacity, and having another player would be great too, but in a little more of official capacity for some of these mock games. One, it's been hard to remember a lot of things. Like I was trying out a lot of trucks. It was 5 wide. I had 3 of the off-road patrol, and I forgot to use Powertrain's extra bold 1 for those characters when he was in alt mode. Or when Ravage is when he's out and he's in his mode to help give Soundwave tough 1, etc., etc. So just interesting things, and they're just little things that all kind of add up that I've been trying to record, and I'm thinking, I can't put this out, I'll embarrass myself. And thus that one previous thing where it went 8 minutes long, I did something really dumb, and I'm like, oh, I can't believe this, I can't use this. But I caught something strange at the opening of the first 5 seconds, and I'm like, let me put this out there just in case anybody wants to see this or hear this. And so that was a super short video, but this is a kind of a shorter video too, and it's about these cards. I think they're okay. 1, they are easy to use, and 2, they're not easy to use. It all depends on the kind of what you're wanting to do, and due to the nature of the game. I need to add some more orange pips to get things to go a little quicker, or maybe I could just simply use stronger characters and not 3 wide or 4 wide characters, and go, okay, let's try this and this, try some 1 tall characters and do that, and try to have some faster games. Might help, but at the same time, they've been technically interesting. They've been okay, and it's been fun. It has taken some time, but it's been interesting. And I think they're okay. It just all depends on what the card is. It all depends on who your characters are. Now, the nature of these base cards is making it such to where you want to contain your team to a whole faction instead of actually mixing them up. So there's that. Normally I remember, at the intro to the game, hey, you can play anybody, play everybody. You just can't have the same character. So you can have Bumblebee and a Starscream and Flame War all together, et cetera, or even a Mercenary now, or a Titan Master and add a Battle Master, but stay within the 25 stars. Okay, so there's that, and so it's been interesting, and it's been another learning curve, adding a whole new card to the game, and there's been many of these, and limiting it to only 3 cards with 1 stratagem has been interesting too, because they are easy to get. They're easy to get on the flip, for the most part, but I've got some that I haven't gone over yet that I think y'all might like. We'll see. I'm going to continue this. I'm going to continue doing the reveals, and we're just gonna go with it. We'll see where this goes. And see if y'all like these or not. I haven't gotten much response, no comments. It's like the peanut gallery is silent. I don't know if that's a good thing. I don't know. But I just dumped over 30 cards of this stuff on the custom page, and I got one peaked interest. So maybe these aren't a good idea. I don't know, but I'm still gonna. As much as I've talked about these, as much as these have been in the back of my head for over 2 years now, I just want to finish them. We're going to continue. We're going to get back to revealing undisclosed chapter characters, which I'm back doing those now too, on top of a few other regular battle cards that I've made too, but not many. So we are slowing down, and I think I've said in a recorded video before already, maybe not yet uploaded, is I may be finishing this up. I think there's supposed to be some other card game coming out next year. If it's a TCG or CCG, I'm not sure. I think so, because I think their other card game that is not it's like a deck building game, not like this, kind of flopped. I don't think it did very well, and I've never seen it in the store either. So again, they make this stuff for Transformers, they make this stuff for the fans, they don't market it, and then they wonder why it doesn't do great. I wonder why they don't market it. So we'll see you next time. Just wanted to give a word that I've been playing them, been testing them. It's been strange, it's been interesting. Sometimes they help, sometimes they don't. Sometimes you feel like a nut, sometimes you don't. We'll leave it at that. Thanks again for watching. Thanks again for following. We'll see you next time. Have a great day. And as always, let's transform and roll out.